If you don't understand indexing in Pandas, you are going to get stuck very quickly, especially when it comes to iloc and loc, which confuse almost everyone. In this video, I'll break down indexing in the simplest way possible so you can actually use it in real world scenarios like log analysis. So let's get started. So we are using this input CSV, which we have under this directory. So let's copy this, and inside our main code, let's import pandas as PD, and let's open this CSV file. And in read mode. Now, as you can see, we have our data with us. Now, to reference some column, the simplest way is using square brackets. So you can do something like this, and we got all the entries inside the column of months. And if you want to see only a specific row, you can specify the row, and you will see that we are getting only Jan. Although this is the simplest way, but it becomes a little bit messy when you need more control over your reference. In real-world datasets, you often need to select specific rows and columns together, and that's where iloc and loc come in. So iloc stands for integer location, meaning it works with index numbers. Let's take an example. So if we do something like data, so the syntax is that you write iloc, and after that you specify the index, since this is an index number. Now if you run this, you will see serial number 1 port 22A. So this is the first row. So this is a row first and then column based indexing. Now if you do 0, 2, we are getting the first row and the second column. So for first row, the second column entry is A, 0, 1, 2. Instead of 0, if we provide colon, it selects all the rows. And then from the column section, we are selecting the second column. So we are looking at all the entry values inside the second column, which is the alphabets column. So if you run this, you will see all the characters. So basically select all the rows and only output the second column. If we do something like 5, 7 and then second, what will be the output? So in this case, we are selecting only specific rows. So for the row 5 and row 7, we will be seeing the second column entry, which in this case, the row 5 is E and the row 7 is D. And we can also do something like -5 to everything. So what this means is this will print the last 5 rows. So here you can see 5 to 9, we got the output. iloc works like Python indexing, starting from 0. And loc work with labels, meaning actual column names or index names. For example, to use this, we can type .loc, and then, as we talked previously, first we have the row number and then we have the column. So in this case, for the first row or for the 0th row, we are printing the column value, which in our case is months, which in our case is, okay, another miss, print statement. And again, which in our case is January. So as you can see, for the first row, for the month section, we have January. So you can directly use some label instead of an index value to reference values. So we can also do print data.loc, and we will provide colon. So it will select all the rows, and in the column section, we will say that we only want to see the output from month and from port. So if we run this, again, months. So as you can see, for all the rows, we are seeing the column months and ports and ignoring the rest of the 2 columns. So here, instead of numbers, we are using actual labels. Now let's do one thing. Let's print from 0 to 10 So let's run this instead. Since we have a limited rows here, let's run 0 to 5 and 0 to 5. So what do you think the output will be? Here, if you notice, for the iloc function, we are going from index 0th till 1, 2, 3, 4, like a normal Python, 0 to 5. But for the label based, we are covering the all 5 datas from 0 to 5, which is exactly 6 values. So index based location excludes the last value, just like Python slicing, but label based location includes it. This is where most beginners get confused. Now we can also do one more thing. We can go to data.setIndex and use the alphabets. Let's go to our input first. We are having A, B, C, D. It's repeating, so let's just make it unique. A, B, C, D. Then E, we have F, G, H, I, and J. Let's save this file. Now, as you see in our previous outputs, by default, the indexing is done from 0 to n. But we can change this. We can change our index from numbers to some meaningful labels. So instead of 0, 1, 2, we can have names like A, B, C. So let's run this. And also print our data.head. Just to add, we have to store this into some new data frame, and then we can do data new.head. And now you can see our index value is changed and the alphabets are now indexing it. A, B, C, D, E, and alphabets has been removed from the column section since now it is an index. So imagine if this was your login data and you had to select all January logs, or you have to select specific ports or extract suspicious rows. This is how analysts actually work with data. Now you understand how to select data properly, which is the foundation for filtering, analysis, and automation. In the next video, we will use this to filter data and find patterns, which is where things get really powerful. Until then, like, share, and subscribe to secure your feed, and I'll see you in the next one. Keep defending.